The whole idea of animal girls is pretty popular in the visual novel community, and rightfully so. The situation creates some comedic tones to an otherwise ordinary story plot. Now, developer Whirlpool has returned with their newest entry in the Neko-nin series, with the release of Neko-nin XHeart 3. Neko-nin XR3 begins by introducing more backstory for the characters. It's been a little over 2 months since the cat-eared ninja girls moved in with Haruki. As the house keeps filling up, 3 new animal ninja girls appear at his doorstep offering their service. However, these girls bring with them a rivalry with Suzuki which expands on her backstory. This rivalry leads up to a well-animated fight scene that made the entry feel like an actual ninja visual novel. Yes, finally these girls aren't just using their ninja powers to spy on Haruki while he's at school. The story itself is perhaps the best entry in the series. There's a nice balance of playful comedy that sheds light on the cast and expands the world. Don't expect too much in terms of emotional storytelling here, but it was enough to keep me interested until the end. If anything, I wish that the introduction was a bit longer as the game moves on to the new characters rather quickly, and I would have liked more time to see how the older cast has adjusted to their unique living situation. Romance routes in the game are all made from choices during dialogue. It's nothing too complicated since you choose the girl you want to spend more time with and then off you go. Each of the new girls ends up offering themselves to Haruki, which seems to be typical for this series, so I've become used to it by now. Learning more about Suzuki and her backstory in this entry also kept my attention, even though she doesn't have her own route. Neko-nin XHeart 3 has such nice illustrations, but still uses old character models from the previous games. Using these old assets might allow them to focus on new environments and the story, but I feel like the series needs an updated character illustrations if it's going to continue. That said, the CGs are well detailed and the chibi CGs are all rather adorable. The game's all ages version lacks a lot of CGs found in the adult release, which I feel warranted the increased price for the patch. Each girl has their own romance time with Haruki, but I felt that the game only wanted to focus on the 3 new characters, which is understandable. Features in the game are helpful and include an autosave feature along with some customizable text options. For a budget title, the developer knows what players want in terms of control over their visual novel experience, and I appreciated it. Also, the game catches players up in the prologue, so if you haven't played the previous entries, you can jump right into this one.
もうよろしいですよ、シノ様。では、異論はございません。あえて申し上げることがあるとすれば。
Neko-nin XR3 is playful and comedic. It is perhaps the best entry in the series in terms of quality and quantity. I wish that the character illustrations were updated along with more time spent on old characters during the story, but this entry does move this series story-wise, even though it's only meant to be about cute animal ninja girls. I appreciate the time that the developers spend building up the world and making the story enjoyable, even though you're probably only here for the romance. Either way, I'm glad to see the series continue, and if you're a fan of animal girls, then this is just for you. Noisy Pixels giving Neko-nin XHeart 3 an 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Please read the full review at noisypixel.net. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers who work hard to deliver news, reviews, previews, and more. Please subscribe to keep up with all our future content.